in the last couple of weeks, I've had a bunch of conversations with my clients inside my masterminds with here's the stuff you need to be doing in December to close more inquiries, to get more inquiries, to close more clients, and finish the year strong. I don't know if this is relevant for you if you are quite close to a big goal. Anyone here that you're like quite close to a big milestone for 2025 that you're like, oh, I just want to smash it? Yeah. Okay, Dan, let me know in the chat if you are as well. Dan, I see you. Stephanie, I see you too. So I have a couple clients who are like really close to a big milestone, and I'm just like, challenge accepted. We have 4 weeks. Here's exactly what you're doing. Then I realized, well, I generally want everyone, even if you are not my client, if you are never going to become my client, I don't really care. But I want you to take these tactics and implement them because they're going to throw some rocket fuel onto your business. So we've got 15, 20 people here live. Before we dive into the activation framework for December, just want to let you know what we have some spots open for revenue activation sessions with me and with Michael. If you've been thinking about getting some help implementing into 2026, Michael's going to drop the link in the chat. Find a time, book in a call. We're going to go over your business, go over your goals, and help you make a custom plan on what you can do in 2026 so that you're working less and making more and leveraging what you have. Let's go ahead and dive in to our content. All right, can you all let me know if you can see my screen okay? Can you see my screen? Yes, cool. If you've not, has anyone not been to my training before? Is anyone here for the first time? Just drop a one in the comment if you're here for the first time with me. Okay, hi Denise, welcome. So if you're here for the first time with me, I thrive on interaction. Give me comments in the chat. So if there's anything that I say that you're like, oh my God, that's such a great tip, then just write like a nugget or tip or something in the chat so I know, cool, this is good for you guys. Like I said, if you've missed the beginning, the next 60 minutes or so are going to be fast paced. I'm going to be giving you action steps, tactics, templates. I want you to leave this training with things you're going to go ahead and implement that's going to get you inquiries and get you clients. Is that a good deal? Fair enough? Okay, cool. That means take your second screen away, turn off Candy Crush, turn off your emails, stop talking ChatGPT, and let's focus. All right. Today we're covering the 3 December strategies that I'm getting everyone to do. I'm going to give you a timeline of what to do week by week, and I'm going to give you templates to do as well. Michael, you're in charge of letting people into the Zoom room. Make coast. Cool. Here's the 3 things to do for December. 1, goodwill and an activation event. I'm going to go into more detail in a second. But basically, we've just finished Black Friday. We've just finished Cyber Monday. Everyone's kind of exhausted. I know about you, but I think everyone's kind of exhausted with all of the adverts. What we want to do right now this week is build the relationships. Okay? I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. Number 2, we're going to make a strategic ask. I've got 2 types of asks you will be making. Depends on your inquiries. It depends on what you've done so far this year. All right. Number 3, this is the one email I send every single year. I send the same email around December 28th or so. I'm going to give you a template for this email. I want you to use it. Okay? Deal? Cool. Dan's just like, yeah, let's do it. All right. So, why these work? 1, everyone is telling me, oh, my clients aren't really around for December. Hey, it's the holidays. People are busy. I don't want to annoy them. Anyone feel that way? Cool, you're wrong if you do. This is the best way you can stand it because a lot of people do feel this way in December. Hey, people are tired. I don't want to annoy them. That's why we want to get you visible. But we want to balance out all the stuff that's happened in Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all the pushes, want to balance out with relationships and value. Strategy number 2, we're going to do a direct, very casual invitation on getting people to move towards you. Okay. And number 3, there's a natural deadline in December. There's a natural deadline in December. So I want you to use it and make sure that you are inviting people. Okay. So if you do these three things, and I promise you, it's not going to be a huge amount of work because I want you to take the holidays off or Christmas off or whatever you want to do, but I want you to layer this in the next couple of weeks. Okay, strategy one, goodwill and one activation event. All right, you should start doing this today. One, goodwill, valuable content. So I have a couple of examples for you of topics I think everyone in pretty much any niche can create content around this week. All right. Predictions for 2026. What do you think is happening in your niche with your clients, no matter if you are in the business space, in the marketing space, if you're helping women, through divorce, things, whatever it is. What is your prediction for the next year? Okay. Anything about what you're teaching clients right now. So this entire training that I'm doing, guys, by the way, this came from an actual conversation I had last week. I had the conversation with the client and I went, this is what to do. Oh my gosh, I need to do a bigger training on this. So these three steps, literally what I gave a client. Client case study. I've noticed a lot of people, you go and create content and you spend a lot of effort for like content on LinkedIn or videos or Instagram, whatever, but you don't actually talk about your current clients. Tell me, like super simple content idea for any of you. Pick a client you worked with recently and do a breakdown of where were they before? What did you do? What was the result? And you can go as long form, as short form as you want. This can be a video, it can be text, but you are sleeping on this type of content as well. Are you all with me? Am I going too fast? You're good. Okay, cool. Client listening, and then any year-end lessons learned. So right off the bat, you've got four content ideas that all can be very long form, very, very valuable content that you can now create today. Pick one today. So let me know in the chat. One, two, three, four. Which one are you going to be doing today? Three, four. Dan is going to do one. Okay, great. Angie's doing three. Awesome. Trina, three, three, three. Shalene, four. Great. Brilliant. Really proud of you guys. Okay. So we're going to be doing this goodwill content from now, focusing on not pitching. We're not trying to do a sales call. It's just value. Max, you want to do is give them a freebie. And right now, what I'm doing, if you see in my content, I'm not even asking for an email address. Even with this Zoom training, it's just super, super straightforward. Okay. Michelle, Ken, Rob, love it. Love it. Second thing we're doing is hosting an activation event. Okay. I'm going to give you a timeline of what to do when. All you need to know right now is one, we're doing starting with content today, and you're going to do some kind of activation event in December. All right. I would not do a paid workshop here. I would keep it free. We're building up goodwill, and we just want to get butts in seats in front of you. Same way that I'm doing here. I knew I need to do this training for my clients because I said made this training for one person. I'm like, I need all of my clients to like get their ass on a seat and eyes on the screen and do this thing with me. Well, let me get a few more people in here so they can get help too. So options, Zoom workshop, kind of what I'm doing here. It's just a Google Doc. You can do a Zoom hangout, which is more like a kind of coffee session. I've done a few of these, seen like coffee and AI marketing, coffee and marketing, things like that. Q&A session, ask me anything, or some kind of chill training. I would keep this quite casual. This doesn't have to be a big webinar with all the bells and whistles and automations and emails. Because like I said, I want to give you guys a chill activation plan for December, not I have to work through all of my holidays and not see my family. Okay? With something like this, promote it 3, 5 days in advance, max 7. But if we can do this first, if we're doing content first, we're building goodwill first, and then we're doing an activation event, we're getting people in front of you. Does this make sense? So we're building goodwill, get the relationship, show the value. We get them to make some kind of micro commitment, right? I mean, here I've got 27 people here live. I only start promoting this basically on Monday evening, so I've had maybe 30 hours of promo and like two emails. No sales page, no landing page, because it's just like, come hang out, go get something useful for me, and hey, if you want implementation help, then you're gonna go book a call, which I already told you about, so it's pretty straightforward. Okay. Content ideas, Clara, does a new lead magnet count? Sure, but I would link it to one of these. And I would not even, honestly, for December, I would not be doing a lead magnet with an opt-in page. I would just give it away. We just want to build goodwill right now. We want to get you in conversations, right? So we just want to see who is raising their hand, who is saying, hey, Clara or Maggie or Michelle, I'm interested in what you have to say. And then you can go follow up with them. So with a couple of people today who've been like kind of circling us, and I know there's some level of interest, I've just said, hey, I'm doing this free training for my clients. Do you want to come as well? Do you want the Zoom link? Stephanie, if no opt-in, it through DM. So this is my content on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, wherever you are. You're sharing that. And then if you want to say, hey, I have this extra document, like this entire document, I could give that away for free. So after this call, you go online and be like, oh my gosh, Jess, this is great training. We have this full activation plan that's written. If you missed the training, do you want the document? And Ashton might say, oh my God, I missed it, Maggie, but I want the document. I'll just DM it to her and then I can ask her, Ashton, well, what are you working on in December? What are your goals? And Ashton might be like, well, actually, I need some help implementing. I'm looking for someone who can help me. Can we chat? Right? So it's really heavy what I'm pushing you all to do right now for December specifically. Focus on relationships. Stephanie, I'm trying to unlearn years of one funnel away. Yes, we all are. Um, yeah, so keep this really simple. So Clara, free tier in a school group, wouldn't really do that. Keep it really simple. Conversations, relationships, content, be valuable. So we're doing these two. So strategy number one, valuable content, one activation event. Are we all clear on strategy one? Can we move to strategy two? Yes? Okay. Cool. Strategic ask. I feel like no one does this because you're all too freaked out to do. So that's why I'm here. I'm going to force you to do things. They're going to get you clients. Isn't that fun? All right. Angela just came in. Hello, Angela. Do you send this out by email, post, or email or post on social media? I do both. So yeah, I do both. If it's on social media, I do content, and then I just DM them the freebie, and I do a version of the same content on my email to my email list as well. Cool. So we've got two types of asks that we're doing, right? So we've now started our content. What I want to do like a week from now is a strategic ask. Now, you're either going to have one of two groups of people. Let me know in the chat if you have more of one or more of two. One, warm leads who've shown interest. They've come to a webinar, they've had a sales call with you, they've messaged you about your offers. There's been some level of interest in your work. Okay. The second group is people who are more like referral partners. They could be a client, but they've never really expressed interest specifically. But you're like, ugh, well, I work with, coaches and consultants who want to scale out of one-to-one and leverage their time. I know that person is in that stage, but they haven't actually asked me anything. Okay? So referral partners, strategic partners. Do you have more of one, potential clients, or two, hey, I have people in my network that I could leverage? Okay. Amber two, Shalene one. Cool. I'm going to give you a strategy for both. Okay. Ideally, it was kind of a trick question because ideally I would want you guys to have both groups, right? So what we're going to do is going to reach out to warm leads, people who have shown interest. All right. I'm just gonna unblock this. I keep it all, I have everything highlighted black because I want to keep you guys focused. So I would send an email like this. I would do this as a personalized email. So this isn't really like a newsletter blast. You would like literally pick 5, 10, maybe 15 people who've shown interest, had a sales call. And you would do something along these lines. Feel free to change this copy to whatever fits you. The only thing I would do is I would make this really short. So both emails I'm gonna give you, I don't care what you do with them, as long as you keep the copy short. All right. So I could be doing something like, we know we're going to do like a final promo, last week of December. If there's anyone that I know has had a call with us or they've been interested, they didn't join for whatever reason, it's a good time to reach out and be like, hey, before prices go up, before the year ends, before the spots fill, are you interested? Are you still interested? Are you still looking for the support? Clear? Simple? Yeah? Easy. Second one, and I think a lot of people don't do this second one. And yes, you're gonna get a link to this document. No worries, Laura. This is for your strategic partners. Okay. Now, the idea behind this kind of email is you might suspect this person could be a potential client, but because they've not actually said, hey, I'm interested, it doesn't really make sense to send them the first email, right? If I've not said, hey, Jane, I'm interested in working with you, and Jane suddenly emails me, Maggie, I've got 3 spots left, I'm like, okay, so you don't want that experience. We're taking a much softer approach. And honestly, this is probably like the most powerful email you could send. So make a list of like 5, 10, 15 referral partners. As I'm a business and marketing strategist, obviously. So for me, people who are like people who would train OBMs or Facebook ads managers, social media managers, speaking coaches, those are all really good referral partners for me because they also work with my ideal clients. Now, the beauty behind this email, so let me be very clear about this email for you guys. The beauty behind this is because I'm asking a favor and I'm asking, do you know someone? Hey, I'm looking for, local businesses who are trying to get more foot traffic, and I'm working on something new for them. I'm looking for nonprofits who have around 1 million in funding that they get every year. Do you know anyone like that? I'm asking a favor. Now, if that person actually does fit that description themselves, if I say, do you know anyone like that? There's a high chance that person's going to go, actually, that's me, and that is the thing I need help with. So this is a kind of double whammy email because one, we're asking for a referral. If you get a referral, that's awesome. But if the person actually like hand raises themselves and goes, this is me, well, we suddenly have a lead that we've been able to reach out to in a much softer way. Okay. Is this clear for everyone? Because I think it's like a really, really critical email for you to be sending. And I want you to understand the philosophy behind it so you also don't, mess it up. Um, Amber, thank you. I'm so glad. Aiden, do they need to be contacts or would this work for someone that's signed up to an event previously? Yes, this is only for people you know. So that's totally cool. If you know them, you've no, you would want there to be a relationship. Yeah. This is for people, both of these, you have a relationship with this person. They've commented on your content, they've messaged you, they've come to a workshop or training, there's some kind of conversation that's happened. All right. What we're trying to do in December is not like, how do we get you 100 new cold leads? We don't want to do that now. We're doing all the work you've done so far in 2025. What can we tap into from all of your hard marketing work? If you think you've been consistent or not, if you think you could have done more or not, doesn't matter. It's December 3rd. We have just in 4 weeks. We are taking everything you've done so far this year and squeezing the rest of the juice out of it. Are you with me? Cool. Right? So Angela, like a post-consult call prospect, that first email will be better for them. Yeah? Clara, people on your email list, ugh, I would go a little bit warmer. The strategic ask strategy is not a content strategy. It's a warm outreach strategy. For email list, do this stuff. Email list, your LinkedIn, if you have people on LinkedIn that you've connected with, but you never spoken to, tell them about your activation event. Just say, hey, next week I'm doing this free thing. We're doing X and Y. Do you want the Zoom link? So strategy one, people don't know you super well. They're kind of warmish. Strategy two, very warm leads. They've had a sales call or they're a strategic partner. Would you do A for people who have recently had a sales call but did not jump in? 100%. 100%. And if you know why they didn't jump in, you could also, again, make this short, just be like, hey, is now the right time to explore result that they want? Yeah. I'm going to give you one more strategy in a second, but here we go. Strategic ask version one, warm leads most likely have had a sales call with you, or they've come to training, or they basically told you, I need this help, but they haven't become a client yet. Version two, referral partners. They could turn into clients, but we're asking here for a referral. Both groups, they've had a relationship with you. Even some people who join training is okay. Yeah. I mean, Aiden, you're now in this training. We're kind of talking in chat. If in a week or two from now, I would send you an email and be like, hey, I know you came to this training, so you probably have some interest in getting more clients with less time and effort in 2026. We've got 2 spots left. Are you interested and do you want to have a chat? You're probably not going to be like, oh my God, who is this horrible person? Delete. You'll be like, oh, actually, I am interested. Thought about booking the call with them. Didn't do it for whatever reason. I'll book it. Or you'll go, not the right time, but thanks for thinking of me. Easy. Okay. Are we good so far? I've actually flown through this. I thought it was going to take longer, but clearly I talk very fast, so I get through stuff very fast. Any questions so far? Yes, there's going to be a replay. Good question. Okay. Strategy three. No one freaking does strategy three, but you are going to be different, right? You're going to be better. You're going to be an amazing business owner and you're going to book more clients and you can help them, right? So we're all doing strategy three together, right? Let me know in the chat. Victory strategy three. It's going to take you 5 minutes. Okay. Yay. Clara, Ken, Angie, Michelle. Amazing. Aiden, well done. I love like this so like manipulative almost. Like you don't even know what strategy three is yet. Like voice shake slightly. But you're saying yes. Amazing. So urgency email. No one freaking does this. You guys are gonna be different, you're gonna be better. This is the email I send every single year. We do a version of this. We always send it like December 27th or so. Everyone thinks December 26th, Christmas just happened, Boxing Day, everyone's like, half drunk till New Year's, nothing's happening. This is called Q4. December 26th to December 31st is Q4. Sorry, Q5. Q5. People are at home. They're with their families. They're on their phones. They're thinking about all the things that they still want to do in the coming year. It's a great time to get in front of them and no one does it. So we're going to send one urgency email around this time. And you see, we've spent December building up goodwill, sharing content, doing activation events, doing our outreach. And then we're going to go bam for the final. If you're doing a price increase in 2026, and if someone here is raising the prices in 2026, cool, Dennis. All right, cool. If you know, you're let me know in the chat. You can use a price increase urgency. And or what I like doing is the tax urgency. Most people, most businesses, their tax year ends December 31st. If you're selling to businesses, if you're selling to B2B, anyone who pays taxes, if you still want to get anything deducted off your taxes for 2025, you have to buy it in 2025. Are you with me? If you buy it on January 1st, it's going to get deducted from your 2026 taxes. So the email basically his approach is if you've been thinking about working with me, if you know you're going to work with me in like Q1 anyway, now would be a really good time to get in because you can still deduct it off your 2025 profit before the new year starts. Does this make sense? I'm seeing some blank faces. Stephanie, what kind of disclaimer? I'm gonna give you the email. And yes, you guys are all gonna get the document. Documents coming, and yes, replay's coming too.
Like about not being like a tax professional, or I'm just wondering if there's liability on saying something like that.
Um, I mean, it's basically you're buying with a discount, so I'm not telling you how to file your taxes, but the fact is if your financial year ends in December 31st and you want to make an investment, have some level of urgency to make that decision now rather than later. But I kind of like the way I write it is like this. Because this has like generally happened to me a bunch of times that I'm like, it's mid-January and I'm just like, oh crap. I'm now buying this thing that I've known I wanted to buy for a couple of months and I should have just bought at the end of December to reduce my tax burden in 2025. Yeah. So basically you're keeping some money for yourself instead of giving it to the tax man. This is pretty much how I am doing this. Again, feel free to take this, rewrite it any way you want to. But the idea is that here we're kind of saying, hey, if this is relevant for you, now is the time to do this. Now, because of the timing, because it's kind of December 26th, 28th, if you want to do sales calls, move them to a sales call. If you do not want to move them to a sales call because you don't want to do calls during this time, move them to a DM. Okay. So either say, here, book some time that, I've opened up, 3 slots for calls, whatever. Or if you just don't want to do calls during this time, which is totally fair, then I would get them to DM you on LinkedIn or on Facebook. Okay. So this is great. You can use this template if you are raising prices. You can use this template if you're selling to someone who is paying taxes and this education portion is relevant for them. Michelle, not planning to raise taxes, doesn't pertain to tax. Oh my gosh, yes. How about something like January is one of the biggest months for divorce? Yes. So any like December has a natural urgency. So if these two things, the tax and the prices, are not relevant for you, use December's natural urgency. We just had Christmas and the holidays. It's about a new year starting. Do you really want to have like if you're about to get divorced or if you're in a bad relationship, do you really want to have a repeat of the chaos and the drama and the crying in your bedroom this like that you had this Christmas? Yeah. So if these two are not relevant for you, which is totally fine, or you don't want to use them, which is also fine, use the natural urgency that comes up with this being December, end of year. We're about to move into a new year. Everyone's thinking about, new year, new me. But do not sleep on Q5. All right. Q5, December 26th to 31st. Q5, if you are running any kind of ad, we get the lowest cost for our leads that week. Or it's not even a week, it's like 5 days. Because everyone's home on the couch on their phones. No one thinks about that. Clara, can the urgency email be sent to the whole list? I would send this to the whole list. Because you never also know, um, like a lot of my best clients basically are the clients who come in and who are like, I'm all in, paying in full, let's go. They don't engage, they don't interact, they don't come live for trainings because they watch the replays. So I don't even know about them. And then suddenly they're like, oh my gosh, I've watched all your stuff the last 6 months. Like I'm all in, here's my credit card, let's go. Yeah. So this one I would just send to your full list. Angela, do I have any advice or guidelines to close in the DMs? I do, but I want to keep today focused on these three things for now. But I think at the end of the day, it's more about like how do we just have more conversations. And I don't love closing in DMs. I love closing on a sales call, like on an actual conversation. I feel it's just the rhythm is a little bit better that way. Um, but yeah, cool. Are we ready to move on to our timeline, or do we have any other questions on the three strategies? Okay. And by the way, talking about like calls and investing and figuring out your best next move in business, if you've been watching my stuff, coming to my trainings, thinking that, hey, Maggie probably might be able to help me move forward to the next level, then go ahead and book a call with us. Michael, can you just drop the link in the chat again? And then we'll talk about your business, what we do, how we can help, and if it makes sense for me, and obviously for Michael, to help you move to the next level. All right. We good to move on for our timeline? Okay. Jillian, I was planning on staying quieter in December. You've convinced me. Well, it's so true about this time. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone thinks, oh, let's be quiet. I'm like, no, come on. There's some like really easy things you can do that are not gonna take a ton of time. And like you're still taking, I'm taking a full week off in December as well. Easy. Okay. So timeline. Week one and two. Here's where we are right now. One, we are creating goodwill content. Okay. Create goodwill content. And two, host an activation event. You've got 2 weeks. All right. So for 2 weeks, um, oh, if you're an existing client, you don't have to schedule a call with us here. You have the link to the private calls with Michael and stuff. But if you're an existing client then and you're here, then you can also just tell people how awesome we are in the chat because I know there's a bunch of you here. Um, so right now, create goodwill content. That's today, starting today. And then two, in the next week or two, host an activation event. I gave you some examples. They can be super easy. With this training that we're doing, this is an activation event. We start promoting it on Monday, just to Zoom registration page. We send a couple of DMs. We send an email with a broken Zoom link instead of send another email with the correct Zoom link. Easy. Okay. Week 2 to 3, send your strategic ask emails. Version 1 or version 2. Yeah. Jillian booked the call, 100% worth the chat, changed my life. Yeah, Miss, was it 12K a month, working full time on the business, Jillian? It's always nice when like someone comes to us and like we have to help them figure out like the offer and then how to start selling. And then a couple months later, we're like, here's how to like figure out your client delivery now because your program is so successful that we're solving the next problem. Always great. Um, so week 2 to 3, send your strategic ask emails and follow up. Okay. Obviously, first, like make your list of people. It's like 5, 10 people. Start there, move forward. And then kind of on the December 27th, 28th is when I would send this email. Send your tax or your like urgency email and then have some level of availability for conversations. If you don't want to do calls, that's fine. If you're taking that time off, that's no problem. But I would maybe do have some space for the DMs at the very least. Okay, cool. Action items. This week, choose your activation event topic. I think some of you have already done that. We've done the 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of you already picked your activation topics. Well done. If you do post it, like tag me or send it to me so I can actually see it and cheer you on. And then you're still creating, sorry, you've picked a piece of goodwill content, not your activation event topic. And then create 2 to 3 pieces of goodwill content, right? That's what you want to start doing. This can be video, it can be text, doesn't matter, whatever you feel like. Share value. Week 2, sort your list. Like, who are your warm leads? Who are the people you can follow up with that direct outreach? Who are your, I'm gonna change this to referral partners. who are your potential referral partners, and then send your strategic ask emails. Okay. Week 3 to 4. So I would do that tax slash urgency email for your offer, send it, close out 2025 strong. Easy peasy. Angela, oh, okay, this is nice. Thank you for saying that I'm awesome. Jillian made a quarter of her full-time salary in a month once going full in. Yes, I'm so, so, so freaking glad. Um, and Angela, what do we use for customer engagement CRM? Um, so for like the follow, so we use close.com for follow for figuring out, who's had a call and stuff. But you'd also just open up your calendar and just look at the last 2 months who's had a sales call with you, or go through your Facebook Messenger and just see who's expressed interest, who have you had a conversation with, who's come to training with you. This bit, I like this is not the time to try and overhaul your systems. It's just who do you know that it's aware of what you're doing and has expressed interest with you. All right, what questions do you guys have? Let's go up to the top. So you see the three things that we're doing. Amber, I assume doing this pre-booking for 2026 really helps you have your 2026 calendar in place. Good strategy. Then you can decide how much more you want to do per month. 100%. 100%. I think a lot of this is just making sure you're moving forward and keeping momentum going. Like if you've had any kind of momentum with Black Friday, then keep that going. Make sure you have a way that you're getting in front of cold leads as well, right? Like it's really important because I've shared this with a client recently. Like we had a pretty shitty situation happen in our business a couple years ago where we didn't realize we were tapping out of our warm audience really quickly, and then suddenly we basically didn't have anyone else who could become a client because we had sold to everyone who had wanted to become a client. So this is the kind of temporary, short-term push for December, assuming you have already done marketing this year. If it's been consistent or not, it doesn't matter at this point. It's a bit too late. But for 2026, if you even start doing this stuff with a goodwill content and an activation event, that's a really good way to keep going in 2026. Right? This is literally what the stuff that we're getting our clients to do of how are we getting in front of new people? What are the topics we need to be sharing with them to position you as the expert, and then how we kind of scraping, taking the cream off the top once in a while through an activation event, through some urgency, through a strategic outreach. And some of these things are 5 minutes. The urgency email, this one, that's like a 10-minute task, including looking up your prospects. The strategic ask is also like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. This is taking a little bit long, but this is also where like the true value is because this stuff is only gonna work if you've done this. Okay. So this is helpful. Like I said, go ahead and book your call so we can actually have a conversation about how you can take some of these strategies and smash it for 2026. Um, and that you're also always knowing what is working. I'm gonna make sure this gets shared as well. So I'm going to send that out in a little bit. Any other questions while you still have me here? Because it's a really good time to like pick my brain or ask anything. Um, let me see. Denise, cool. Excited to try the strategies. Looking forward to the document. I'm going to send that over in a second. Make sure you book your call, Denise. I will speak to you soon. Laura, is the activation event like a workshop? Um, Yeah, if you're just getting started, then it might be a little bit too soon for you. The activation event, I've got gave some options over here. So you could try it out. You could just do a chill Q&A session about a themed topic, but you're probably better off just doing a lot more content right now to build up that audience for a little bit. Farina, welcome. Yes, I'm gonna send out the replay as well. Angela, good question. What is it like to offer programs for December, January, gauging when to book start dates? I offer 3 month long workshop and short, 3 month long program and short workshops to customers prefer to invest in learning, signing up for early or late in January. We do both. It depends on your niche. So I don't really know enough about your niche to be able to tell you specifically, Angela. So you might want to book a call so we can have that conversation. Oh, career coaching. Oh yeah. So we just helped a client of ours, Anthony. He's a career coach. He's absolutely smashing his sales for his first ever group program, and he's booking clients now because they just want the help and they don't want to wait till start to start. So you could literally be booking clients in now for this. Yeah, cool. Stephanie, sent from Mastermind beginning of last December that started in January. Cool. Yeah, hopefully you'll sign up for one to find in the future. Clara, activation event is where you also then pitch the offer. And do you suggest doing a second activation event in that December 26th, 30th timeframe too? Ooh, good question. So I'm doing two activation events. So this is one of mine because again, it's like I want you guys in front of me. I want to teach you. I want to show you. Here's how I think. Because if you get value from me doing a free 45-minute training, imagine what we could do if I actually knew you and your strategy and could help you customize a plan. And like I would actually be writing copy for you and helping you implement. It's pretty cool. So, and I will be doing another, like a bigger workshop with a little bit more lead time for that. I don't think I would suggest an activation event December 26th, 30th. I think that's going to be a bit hard. We found that sometimes we schedule like a couple of sales calls if we feel like it, but scheduling is a little bit tricky during that time unless someone is like has a lot of urgency to get in before that December 31st deadline. So I probably wouldn't do it there, but I would focus on the first, up probably up to like the 20th is when I would focus on the activation events. Jillian, yeah, happy to work through the activation events and help you plan yours out inside the program. Ah, Ashlyn, that's so sweet. Maggie Michael real deal. Thank you. Like people saying this has generally been the best business decision I've ever made. Like that's amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Angie. Lots of love to you both. Angie's an incredible spiritual life coach, and Ashlyn helps local business owners. She's had a very successful beauty business herself. She's now helping local business owners get more people in front of them. Um, all right. Any other questions while you have me here? Thank you, Michelle. I'm so glad. Cool. So, yeah, Angela, from your questions, I would definitely be having conversation. Clara, did I see you had your hand up for a second?
I asked it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I think like just to clarify the thing about the having them opt into something, even if it's free, it just doesn't quite fit. That's like a different type of way to promote a new free opt-in type thing, like a school group, right? That was the other thing.
Yeah. I think like right now, my focus for December and what I would suggest for you as well is just let's give people access to you in whatever format with as little friction as possible.
Okay, got it.
Just my goal right now, like for me, it's more valuable long term to have you on a call with me like this, and then we can have a conversation versus I've now, got on your email and your phone number because you've signed up for a workshop, which is still like really valuable as a business owner. But for December and for this kind of short-term focus, we just want to kind of go hardcore on goodwill and relationships.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wouldn't do this long term. This is like the short term burst. Um, Angela, yes, I'm gonna give you guys the templates in here now. Awesome. I see some calls have been coming in. Looking forward to speaking to you guys in a bit as well. Ken, no more overthinking. Yes. So I should say this as well because I'm like a massive overthinker. I'm a natural perfectionist. I overthink everything. So I also have a coach who's just like, Maggie, stop it. Just do that one thing. And I realized for anyone who is ambitious or who might also have ADHD tendencies and who sees all the ideas, it's just like, go do this thing. Yeah. This is a thing you have to do. Let me help you with implementing. So I know with my clients, we're having conversations about, cool, Maggie said activation event, but here's the audience I have right now. What's the activation event that I should do? What's the headline that you suggest for my workshop? Right? Hey, I'm putting out goodwill content, but I'm not getting the right kind of leads. What's wrong with my content? That's where I come in, right? Or what we do a lot, by the way, I think if I don't know who got my Black offer Friday offer in here. Let me know in the chat if you did. But I gave away my sales course for Black Friday for free. Again, building goodwill. What we've heard from a lot of our clients is the highest ROI thing they've learned from us is helping them hone their sales skill. Because we can help with content and the lead gen and your offers and how do you put together a scalable program or make your marketing evergreen and your ecosystem or whatever. However, if you get people on a call and you're not able to close them, you are dead in the water. And a lot of people actually tell us, oh, it's not my sales skill. I'm fine. I'm getting bad quality leads. And when we look at their transcripts, we're like, no, this person literally has all of these buying signals, but they also had these objections that you just did not, that you kind of ignored. So we help them with the sales part. That's where Michael is absolutely freaking brilliant. Like I teach a lot about sales, but the secret is everything I learned about sales, I learned from Michael. So that's the stuff we do inside. Jane, yeah, email me or message me on Facebook because I've been following up with a few people. Check your message requests if you asked me. If you've asked me for on Facebook for that, then yeah, sorry. Check your message requests. Cool. Any other questions while you have me here? Or are we happy to wrap up? Let me see if I answered everyone's question as well. Dude, Jillian's sales skill working with you has improved my conversion rate from 17% to 40%. Someone who actually tracks data. But that's freaking brilliant, Jillian. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. So we've done a lot of sales training here as well with Jillian for like so Jillian, I think she's incredible. She does so much with ads, with marketing, with AI, with things like that. And it's just been like, cool. The marketing is working. We're getting butts in seats in front of you. Now, how do we make sure that you actually get the highest chance to close them? Because I think for a lot of people, if you're starting to scale your marketing or you're starting to sell like a one-to-many offer, you have to adjust your sales process as well. That's where a lot of people fall flat too. Cool. If there are no more questions, then I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Make sure you have booked in that call. If you're here, then let's have a conversation. Make sure that we can see if we can actually help you and chat about your business, see what you need to be implementing. How do you simplify your business for 2026? And if we can help you inside, great. And if not, we'll give you some tips for free and let you run wild. Um, Cool. I will see you all soon. And for all of my clients, I will see you tomorrow at our coaching call. And we can go dig into this and we can help you refine it for whatever you guys are doing in December. All right. See you then. Bye.